On day 1, I spawned in as a baby warden shark. I was in an underwater ancient city and watched as my fellow warden sharks were being attacked by an army of drowned. What's going on?
Son, over here!
I saw both of my parents and quickly started to make my way over to them.
Quickly, we must escape before...
Just then, a swarm of drowned shot up from the depths, capturing my parents. Mom? Dad! No! The Drowned King then emerged from the swarm, and I quickly hid to avoid his detection.
Another domain falls to the ground. Come, my army. Let us conquer the next.
This can't be happening. As the horde swam away from the ancient city, I chased after them. I have to save my parents. I continued to follow them into the next day until I found myself in front of a massive underwater fortress. There were drowned everywhere. How am I gonna get past them? I then noticed my parents at the top of the building in front of the Drowned King.
Irritating creatures, you shall be free no longer. Bow before the might of the drowned.
The king shot a powerful blast and suddenly transformed them both into drowned sharks. No! The Drowned King heard my cry and snapped around.
Another one? Bring me that warden shark.
My parents then immediately shot towards me with the intent to kill. Oh no, I have to get out of here. I was too small and weak to do anything but swim away, with my zombified parents closing in right behind me. By day 3, I was swimming as fast as I could, but my parents were catching up. I was trying to use the nearby kelp to lose them, but nothing was working. Think, Fozo. Think! I noticed a nearby cave and dove in just before my dad could land a bite. Whew! I'm finally safe. Just as I was beginning to relax, the entryway was destroyed, revealing both of my parents. No, please, it's me, your son. They were about to attack me when suddenly a dolphin swam in between us. My parents lunged at him, but he was able to easily evade them and hit them with a special attack.
Follow me, little warden shark!
I was graced with the incredible speed from the dolphin, and we quickly swam away, finally escaping my drowned family. Once we were in a safe space, the dolphin introduced himself as Raiden.
I'm glad to see that one warden shark survived the attack. I've been spying on the Drowned King for a while now, and witnessed your city fall.
Then you saw my parents get turned into monsters. I have to save them. He told me that I was far too weak to fight anything, let alone the Drowned King's army.
I know of 5 ancient hearts of the scope. Each one you possess will make you stronger in different ways, but I only know where one of them is.
If I find them all, then I'll be strong enough to defeat the Drowned King and save my parents. Where do I begin? The next day, Raiden led me through a cave until we came across an opening that led to a large temple. We went inside and found a heart of the skulk sitting on a pedestal in the middle of a room. Perfect! I then swam towards it.
Fozo, wait!
As I grabbed the heart, the area began to shake violently before drowned guardians broke through the temple walls. We were completely surrounded and things looked hopeless. But then I felt something growing from inside of me. I grew into an adult-sized warden shark and gained 5 more hearts. I felt so strong. As the guardians began to attack, I realized that I had a powerful warden bite. They were strong, but with my new ability, I was able to eventually take them all down. Man, and with no hearts to spare.
See, this is why you're so important, Fozo. You are the only one who can use these skull cards, and with them, we can finally end the Drowned King's reign.
Together, we left the temple, but were quickly interrupted by a rumbling noise. Wait, Raiden, do you hear something? We both turned around, only to see a massive wave barreling towards us.
Swim!
We tried to swim as fast as we could, but found ourselves swept away into a powerful wave, causing me to pass out. On day 5, I slowly woke up in a cove. What happened? I noticed that my hearts were really low. Did that wave almost kill us?
Fozo, I sense another wave on its way. We have to shelter ourselves now.
You're right. I quickly noticed a sunken ship in the cove and collected materials from it before making a set of stone tools. I was even able to find some emeralds and iron in the chest. From there, I got enough materials to start making myself and Raiden a large underwater shelter. I even added a wall alongside the coast to prevent any other tidal waves from hitting us. Just as I finished, I heard a large slam.
Looks like you finished just in time, Fozo.
I then noticed my hunger was getting low. Using my new bite ability, I went around the bottom of the ocean and hunted down some fish. This ability is amazing. I wonder if each heart of the skulk will give me a new one. As I finished eating, Raiden and I heard a noise coming from the surface. I looked around and saw a huge wooden object. What can that be? I swam up on day 6 and peeked out of the water to see a massive ship floating in front of me. It looks like it's full of pirates? I then looked over and saw the captain talking to none other than the Drowned King.
Yar, it be a deal.
Then the water's surface now belongs to you, Captain Deadbeard. Take this book and guard it with your life. If it is combined with the sacred skulk artifacts, then our drowned curse can be broken, which can't happen.
The king tossed the pirate captain a strange-looking book. Wait, if I have that, then I can save my family.
And be on the lookout for a baby warden shark. He escaped my new pets.
Pets? Those are my parents. I got angry and swam closer to the boat, but suddenly was pulled under the surface. Ah, what's happening? I noticed that there was a large patch of magma blocks. I began taking damage. This isn't good. Luckily, I was able to break free before I lost too many hearts. When I re-emerged though, I saw the ship sailing away. No, I couldn't let them get away. I have to get that book. I continued to follow the ship into the next day until it eventually docked by land. Finally. Now to sneak on board. Unfortunately, there was no way for me to reach the deck from the water. While searching for an alternative route in, one of the pirates spotted me.
Ahoy! That's Warden Shark Bioi here!
A bunch of pirates then rushed out from the ship and started shooting at me. Ah! I have to get out of here! I pushed myself back into the water and quickly swam down while dodging their bullets. I need to get stronger before I can take them on. Just then, I noticed the clownfish watching me from behind some kelp. Hey, buddy, do you know?
Don't eat me!
The fish bolted away. Hey, wait! I'm not gonna hurt you!
No, wait. I'm not falling for that.
Finally, I cornered the little guy in a small cave. Hey, man, I'm not hungry, okay? I'm just looking for some hearts of the skulk. Do you know anything about them?
You mean you're not gonna eat me?
The fish seemed suspicious of me, but then swam closer.
Yeah, okay, sure. I know about a heart, but if I help you, then you gotta help me with something.
Deal. What do you need help with? On day 8, the clownfish brought me to a coral reef. Oh, wow. This place is beautiful.
My home is down there, and I was taken over by the drowned. If you help me retrieve my joke book, I'll take you to the heart. I'm a clownfish. I need my jokes.
We began to swim down when I saw a movement behind the coral. What the? Suddenly, drowned eels swam right for us.
Oh, no!
I went in and fought them. Their attacks were tough, but with my new warden bite, I can tell it was severely damaging them. After a little while, I was finally able to take them all down.
Wow. Thanks, man. These waters are getting dangerous. To be honest, you're the first non-drowned guy I've seen in a while.
Yeah, well, you're the first fish that I haven't wanted to eat. You should stick with me. Us survivors gotta stick together, right? I could tell that the clownfish was grateful. Both him and I went inside his small, broken home before I went into a nearby chest. Just as he said, there was his joke book.
Thanks, Warden Shark. I don't know what I would do without this. The name's Marlton.
Of course. Now, you said you can show me towards the next heart? The clownfish nodded and started to lead the way. On days 9 to 10, we reached a strange crevice in the middle of the ocean. Whoa. What is this place? Marlton brought me further down until he beelined it out of nowhere. Hey, why would he just leave me? Was this a trap? I heard a loud noise coming from the bottom of the cave and decided to follow it. I reached an underwater cave tunnel. While traveling, I managed to find some iron alongside the cave walls. With it, I smelted some and crafted myself some iron armor and tools for my journey. Who knows what's ahead? I kept going until I reached an opening. This has to be where the sound was coming from. All of a sudden, a huge creature slowly started to rise behind me. I turned around, only to see a giant killer whale staring me down. Ah! The killer whale said nothing and immediately started to attack me.
Leave my home at once!
I tried to fight back, but I could tell my bites weren't doing that much damage to it. Okay, I'm leaving. I was swimming away, and the whale was charging right behind me. On days 11 to 12, I managed to find a small crack in the cave wall. I quickly went through it, which bought me enough time to escape the killer whale. Phew, that was close. I kept going until I found an underwater room that was holding the second heart of the skulk. Wow, I guess Marlton was telling the truth. I swam over and picked it up. My scales then changed, and I gained 5 more hearts. I feel so much stronger. My celebration, though, was cut short because the killer whale blasted through one of the cave walls. Ugh, you've got to be kidding me. The whale charged in, but thanks to my increase in strength, I was putting up a way better fight. The whale even noticed this and started to flee away. Yeah, that should teach you not to mess with the warden shark. I was leaving the crevice when Marlton reappeared. Oh, there you are. Thanks for the backup back there.
Sorry. I had stage fright, I guess. It looks like you've gotten stronger. I told you I know where it was. I just wish I still had a home.
Come on, Marlton. I think I know a perfect spot for your new one. On days 13 to 14, I began building up Marlton's new house at our cove. He was quite small, so I wasn't too worried about the size of it. And done. How do you like it?
Say, thanks, Fozo. This place looks great. All that's missing now is a small stage to do my little comedy shows. I can't wait.
That sounds amazing. I quickly left to go check on Raiden, but to my surprise, he wasn't home. I wonder where he could be. I thought back to the pirate and knew if I wanted to find that book, I would have to find a way to get on land. I looked at the shoreline, and for some odd reason, I had the urge to walk on the beach. Once I did, something began to happen. Thanks to my second upgrade, my body changed, and 2 legs sprouted out, giving me the ability to walk. Ah! I began taking my first steps. Okay, this feels weird. I was making my way further away from the ocean, filled with excitement. I was the first shark with legs? Awesome! My excitement got cut short because I began to realize that I couldn't breathe. My heart started depleting and I needed to get back to the water fast. Oh no, what do I do? With no water in sight, I knew that I was done for. Right before death, a villager ran in and dumped a bucket of water onto me. Oh, that's so much better. Hey, thanks for the save.
Wow, you are an ugly one, aren't you? Look, I saved you, so don't kill me.
Of course I won't. Would you happen to know a way around this breathing problem I'm facing here?
I may have something. Follow me, ugly shark.
The villager and I hurried over to a coastal village. I was holding my breath as long as I could. He introduced me to another villager in a robe. I explained my problem to him, and he pulled out a special potion.
Well, I do have this permanent potion of air breathing. It's useless to us.
Cool. Can I have it then?
No, idiot. I want emeralds. I'm a villager.
Oh, right. Thankfully for me, I found some days ago. The villager then dropped me the potion. I drank it and immediately felt way better. Awesome! I was quickly interrupted by the sound of a dolphin. Can this be? I left the villagers' homes and made my way to the coast. Sure enough, Raiden was there waiting.
Fozo, there you are! And you have legs. Anyway, listen, that pirate ship we saw earlier, I've been following its trail, and it's currently docked at a shoreline close by.
It is? Maybe with my new legs, I can stand a chance. I left the shoreline and quickly followed Raiden. Sure enough, the pirate ship was exactly where he said it was. If we're able to get that book that holds the cure, we can reverse all of this.
I have an idea. Let's just hope it works.
On days 17 to 18, I used my newly acquired legs and jumped aboard the drowned pirate ship. I looked around and noticed all the pirates were sleeping. I need to stay quiet then. I snuck my way into the captain's quarters just to find the captain himself snoozing in his chair. Right next to him was the magic book. I guess this will be easier than I thought. Oh no.
No, Ma. I don't regret me life choices. You'll never understand me.
That was close. I crept closer and grabbed the book.
What? Ahoy! That blasted warden shark be in me quarters! And he got legs!
Uh-oh. I quickly ran out onto the deck, but found myself cut off by the drowned pirates. They all attacked me, and I did my best to fight them with my warden bite. I even knocked some into the water, where Raiden was waiting to finish them off. Just then, Captain Deadbeard came out of nowhere and knocked me back. I tried to bite him, but it seemed to have little effect, and I soon found myself surrounded by his men.
So, Ye thought ye could just take me book and leave, did ye?
Trapped? I had to think fast. I yelled out to Raiden and tossed the book overboard.
No!
The captain then knocked me out before turning to see Raiden escaping with the book.
Curses! You'll pay for what you've done, Warden Shark.
I woke up the next day to find myself locked in a cell. Standing right next to me was a little baby whale. Oh my goodness. Are you okay, little guy?
Hey, mister. No, I haven't had water in days.
He didn't look like he would last much longer. Why would those savages do this?
Why, to strengthen our army, of course. The Drowned King and I have big plans.
You would even turn this poor baby whale into a monster?
What care be it o' mine? As long as I help the Drowned King, I get to rule the seas above with no competition.
Suddenly, the whole ship began to shake violently. What's going on?
Yar! It be that cursed beast again!
Water then started to pour in as the ship began to crack. Seeing a hole, the baby whale and I quickly escaped into the open water. We both turned around to see that a giant drowned jellyfish had crushed the ship and dragged it under the surface. He doesn't seem friendly. The jellyfish must have noticed us because he immediately began to swim in our direction. On days 21 to 23, the drowned jellyfish tried to attack the baby whale. I stepped in and used my bite on it. It looks like even my bite was stronger because this jellyfish was definitely taking some damage.
The Drowned King will be happy once you're dead.
I spoke too soon because his attacks hurt a lot. Ah! I thought I was done for when all of a sudden, the giant killer whale I saw previously jumped in. It started to attack the jellyfish as well. With our combined strength, the jellyfish stood no chance and was soon defeated.
You found my precious baby!
Mama!
I'm just happy you guys are safe now.
I'm sorry for trying to hurt you before. I thought you worked for that horrible Drowned King. He took everything from me.
Well, I'm doing everything in my power to stop him. If you guys need a safe place to stay, then I have the perfect place for that.
Ahoy! You summoned me?
I have been informed that the Warden Shark took the book I ordered you to protect with your life.
Aye, but your drowned jellyfish attacked me, and...
Excuses! Kill that shark! It's his head or yours!
All three of us returned back to the cove on days 24 to 26. I quickly found a nice spot for them and made them their own home that was roomy for their size. Looking at the entire cove, I knew that this place was coming along nicely.
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
I was about to say you're welcome when I was quickly interrupted by a joke.
All right. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Keep working on it, buddy.
I noticed he didn't have a full audience watching, but with the amount of fish we were saving, I knew that that would change soon. I swam over to Raiden, and he was happy to see that I was okay.
I've done lots of readings on this book for the cure. In order to make it, looks like we'll need 3 different skulk items. The skulk magma seeds, the skulk bone, and the skulk tendril. Each seem like they're going to be harder and harder to get, so you should still upgrade as you find them.
Good idea. Where's the first item?
The skulk magma seed is in an ocean that is much hotter than the rest. The Nether. I know of an abandoned portal, but you must get the rest of the resources if you wish to activate it.
Sounds like a plan to me. Where is this portal? On days 27 to 29, I was going to various locations to find the leftover ingredients. Using my new amazing legs, I went on the shoreline and was able to grab myself a flint to make flint and steel. After that, I found the right amount of obsidian down below an underwater cave, and luckily, there were enough diamonds for me to make a pick and collect the obsidian. I then made my way over to where the portal was located. This is too easy. I put the blocks on the portal and was about to activate it when...
Would you look at this? The last Warden Shark running away from its destiny.
You hurt my parents. You've hurt many different lives in this ocean. I will do what I have to in order to stop you.
Don't you already see that it's too late? I have this ocean in my grip. Once I have you, it won't stand a chance.
All of a sudden, a bunch of other drowned were summoned around me. Knowing that I had no other choice, I ignited the portal and escaped. I made my way on the other side of the portal and knew that I had to act fast. I quickly pulled my pickaxe out and started to mine the obsidian behind me. Once the portal was broken, I knew that I was safe. For now. I looked over and saw a giant lava ocean and made my way over to it. Since I was part warden, it meant that I was immune to lava. I was about to make my way inside of it when... Hey, you can't enter, man! Whoa, calm down. Do not tell me to calm down. You understand how hot-headed I am? Especially after those new lava guys came here and started taking my stuff. All the Striders are never letting anyone roam in these oceans again. Your stuff? Yeah, us Striders, we love our golden warped fungus, but we haven't had any since, man, I can't even remember. Let's make a deal. I bring you your golden warped fungus back, and you let me into your oceans. What do you say? On days 33 to 35, I made my way through the nether looking for the golden fungus. I followed the Strider's instructions and made it to a tall-looking tower. I wonder who stole their food. Right before I made my way inside, I was quickly stopped by a horde of lava drowned. You guys are here too? Every attack they hit dealt some serious fire damage to me. I attacked bite after bite until I took down the last one. From the looks of things, he dropped a key. I picked up the key and then noticed a locked door. I wonder where this leads. I opened the passageway and made my way up the tower. I made it to the rooftop and there was someone there waiting for me.
Who dare disturb me?
So, are you the one who took the Strider's fungus? The skeleton didn't listen to me though and began to attack. It shot out attacks that withered my hearts away. I tried to get close to bite, but it always had the upper hand with its long range. What am I supposed to do? Suddenly, I looked over and saw that the skeleton was guarding the third heart of the skulk. Perfect. Knowing that I was low, I made my way over and absorbed it. Like last time, I had a huge sensation of power that emerged within me. I gained 5 more hearts and now had a sick trident. The skeleton continued to attack, but with my new trident, I was able to throw it at her, greatly weakening her. With one more throw, the skeleton was down. I then looked down and saw that she dropped the golden fungus. Lava ocean, here I come. On days 36 to 38, I returned to the Strider and gave him his golden fungus. Oh yeah, baby, this is the stuff. You are allowed entry. Now that I was in the ocean, I swam my way through, being able to explore many new areas. I followed my instincts until I was met by a lava ocean nether city. The place looked really run down and even had vines hanging low off the roofs. A loud rumble started to fill the area, and that's when I looked up and noticed a bat on one of the towers. Hey, is everything all right?
Oh, I didn't realize anyone was here. I used to be able to enjoy the view of my beautiful town, and now it's a mess because of these blinding vines.
Wait, how can you see? You know what? Never mind.
I know why you are here, Warden Shark. You seek the first ingredient, the Skulk Magma Seed, to aid you in your quest. I shall give it to you, but only if you help me get rid of these things.
Sounds like a deal. I swam around and looked up. How am I supposed to reach those? I then came up with an idea. Using my new trident, I was able to throw it at the vines, which caused them to break. I threw it one by one until eventually all of them were gone.
Thank you so much. A deal is a deal.
The bat then dropped down and handed me over the first ingredient for the cure, the Skulk Magma Seed. Perfect. The next day, I exited the nether through another portal, and I found myself in a new cave. I decided to explore for more resources and found diamond ore to craft myself a full set of armor. Sweet. I then made my way out and immediately noticed movement to my right. Who's there? I heard it again and turned to see my parents swimming right after me. Oh no! I didn't have time to react and was attacked by both of them. Mom! Dad! I don't want to fight you, please! I have to get out of here! I struggled and quickly swam away, but they were closing in right behind me. Wait a minute. I think I have an idea. Follow me, guys. On days 42 to 44, I arrived at my base, and they were still right behind me. Someone, help! Raiden swam out. He then built up a cage. Perfect. I swam as close as I could to it, and at the last second, I turned, causing my parents to swim right into it. Raiden then closed closed it off. Phew, that was a close one. Thanks.
Bold move, Fozo. What now?
Now we just have to cure them. Hold on. I noticed that there were more fish than the last time I was here. What gives?
Oh, they're all here to see my comedy shows.
I looked around the base, and all of the other fish seemed to be happy and laughing with each other. I guess this place has become a safe space from the horrors of the Drowned King. I got to work with others to build up houses for all of the new residents. Well, all but one. A seal approached us and seemed to be having a problem.
I hear you're looking for a heart of the skulk. I've been separated from my team, but if you find them for me, they'll be able to help you. Tell them Johnson sent you.
I agreed. Not only can I get another heart of the skulk, but I can help out another sea animal. Raiden swam over because he overheard.
I'm coming too.
We traveled into the following day as the waters began to get colder. Brrr. The quick change in temperature seemed to be too much for Raiden, and he wanted to rest. I jumped up on land and placed down a campfire to warm us up.
Thanks for the warmth, Fozo. I won't be long.
I could tell something was off. Hey, are you okay?
No, I'm an old broken dolphin, Fozo. When the drowned attacked my kind, my son, he was turned against me. All I could do was swim away. I lost the one thing dearest to me, and I'll stop at nothing to see the Drowned King defeated.
I'm so sorry, Raiden. Once I've grown strong enough, we'll defeat him together. As we continued our way through the Tundra River, we suddenly saw Drowned running straight for us. Oh no! Wait, they're swimming past us? Where are they going? Ow! A barrage of snowballs began to rain down on us. Ow! 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 It was too much, and both of us were frozen.
Thompson, take this intruder to the holding cell.
On days 48 to 50, I found myself stuck in ice with two weird seals staring back. The seals broke the ice around my face and began yelling at me.
Why are you helping the drowned? Where is your king hiding? He has completely ruined our organization here, and we will stop at nothing to stop him.
Hey, I'm not with them. I'm trying to defeat the Drowned King. The seals didn't believe it and kept interrogating me. Johnson, he sent me.
Johnson! I'll be. He's telling the truth, Navy SEALs.
Navy SEALs? Oh. They broke me out of the ice, and I realized that Raiden was missing. Where is he? The SEALs seemed confused and explained that they only found me. What? I ran back outside, but he was nowhere in sight.
You know, there's a camp just down the river converting fish life into the drowned. And if I'm being honest, we have a suspicion that that is where the next heart of the skulk is located.
Maybe he was there. I have to save him. I jumped into the river and swam towards the camp. Once I arrived, I saw drowned everywhere. I was about to swim in when a freaky drowned beast burst into the camp.
Intruder! Kill!
I tried to fight him, but my attacks were barely doing anything. This guy was just way too strong for me. He was dealing so much damage. How am I supposed to defeat this thing?
Hooah!
The Navy SEALs suddenly jumped in and started beating the monster back. Yes, it looked like we were going to win, but the beast jumped up and slammed down, cracking a hole in the ground that sucked me through. Wait, no! On days 51 to 53, I got up to find myself trapped in a maze of ice. Where am I? I wandered throughout the halls until I reached a giant room filled with platforms above a void. I better not fall down there. There was an important looking door of skulk waiting on the other side. I guess I gotta use my shark legs. I began jumping from platform to platform. It was hard and I almost fell. Ah! Oh, that was close. Finally, I managed to make it across safely. I tried opening the door, but it wouldn't budge. That's when it hit me. The door was made out of skulk? Could it be that easy? I tried using my Warden bite and the door opened. As I entered through, I saw a heart of the skulk waiting for me on a pedestal. Grabbing it, I immediately gained 5 more hearts and even grew a little in size. I felt so much stronger and had a new ability. Perfect. Now time to take down that giant drowned monster. I emerged from the depths the next day and saw the SEAL team still battling. They looked like they wouldn't last much longer. I jumped in and took a hit for one of the SEALs. It did some damage, but I still had plenty of hearts. Time to test this bad boy. I used my new lightning shout ability, which summoned a lightning bolt on him and sent him reeling back. While he was stunned, I took a few bites out of him, and before he could react, I finished him off with another lightning bolt. I feel so much stronger now. As he fell, he dropped a strange skulk bone on the floor. I ran to pick it up and realized it was the second of the 3 parts I needed for the cure. The SEAL team thanked me for the save and offered to come back to the base.
We can help protect your people from the drowned.
Awesome. We'll need all the help we can get.
Sire, a warden shark has just defeated our main camp. He is within reach of the cure.
This is an outrage! How dare this shark defy my will? Get me Captain Deadbeard at once! We're changing the plan!
On days 57 to 59, the SEALs and I returned to base, and I quickly got to work creating a nice icy area for them to stay at. This cove was really starting to come along. They thanked me for their new home and immediately began patrolling the base for trouble. It's nice to finally have some security around here. I looked over at Raiden's home and knew that I still needed to find him. Where are you, buddy? I decided to venture out and see if I can find any clues. As I was looking around, I saw a dolphin washed up on the shoreline. Wait, Raiden? What happened to you?
Fozo, I'm so happy to see you are okay. When we got separated, I got scared and started to search around for you. But when I did, I got followed by an entire fleet of pirate ships. But thankfully, I was able to lose them.
I'm just glad you're okay. Just then, we heard yelling and turned to see the fleet off in the distance.
Oh no, they found us!
I went out on the following day to confront the pirates. I surfaced, ready for a fight. Back off, or I'll eat every last one of you.
Wait, I just want to make a deal.
A deal? You've tried to kill me. The drowned captain explained that he was only working for the drowned king to betray him.
I don't care about the other drowned. We pirates only care about ourselves and treasure.
Yeah? And why would I care?
The last item ye searching for be hidden with a legendary secret booty, and I be needing the shark's help to get it. I get the loot, ye get the treasure. It be a win-win.
I didn't want to trust him, but knew that I needed that cure more than anything. I jumped on board, and the pirate brought me over to his quarters before showing me a map.
X marks the spot. Our treasure lies at Skull Island, and ye are the only way inside.
On days 63 to 65, Captain Deadbeard and I docked at a dangerous-looking island. We began walking towards a cave.
Those that enter without a shark's bite never live to tell the tale.
Well, that doesn't sound scary at all. I entered and started to go deeper inside. I wonder why this place is so feared. Suddenly, I heard a loud growl. I turned around and saw a giant, deadly shark. The shark started to charge in and attack me. Ah! Back off, man. I'm one of you. It didn't listen, though, and just wanted to kill me. I had no choice and threw my trident at him, which defeated him. I guess that should show you that warden sharks are more powerful. I looked down and noticed that it dropped a key. Maybe with this, we can get into the treasure room. I continued deeper into the caverns. I eventually reached a larger room with a locked fish-shaped door. The key. I placed the key in its eye, and the door opened up, and Captain Deadbeard stepped through.
Arr, about time!
Yeah. It's good to see you too. We walked further into the cave together until we walked through a passageway that revealed an entire room filled with various treasures. Whoa! In the center of it was a pillar that held the final part of the cure, the skulk tendril. I ran over to grab it. With this, I can finally cure my...
Foolish warden shark, never trust a pirate. Soon the drowned king will be here. You'll be dead, while I rule the surface in peace.
He ran over and pulled the lever, sealing me inside. No! Suddenly, I heard terrifying noises from deep below. What is that? I'm not gonna stay around and find out. I tried biting my way out, but it wasn't working, and the noises were getting louder. Think! I concentrated real hard and used my newest ability. I summoned a lightning bolt down into the bars, destroying them. I'm free! Even though that pirate betrayed me, at At least I have the final piece to the cure. Now, time to go save my mom and dad. I returned to base as fast as I could. Raiden, I did it. I got all of the cured items.
Perfect, Fozo! Quick, hand them to me! With the book, I can make the purifier!
I handed the items to Raiden, and he quickly threw me back something. It was the cure. I picked it up and went to my drowned parents. I hope this works. I put it down right in front of them, and it began to suck the curse from them, turning them back into warden sharks.
Son, you saved us.
Mom, Dad,
We are so proud of you.
I'm glad you're okay. My parents explained that while they had been cursed, they learned of the Drowned King's secret operation.
He is up to something, Fozo. Please be careful. We are all in trouble.
The next day, I made my way back to the King Drowned's base. My parents said I would find out more deep underground. I noticed that there were many drowned roaming around, so I did what I could to be as stealthy as possible. I found the way down and snuck my way around until I spotted the Drowned King talking to one of his minions.
Sorry, sire. We can't find the Skulk Wave.
The Skulk Wave?
Idiot! If that warden shark gets to it first, he'll be able to free the entire ocean from my spell at once. I won't let that happen! We must enter the deep dark!
The Deep Dark? In other words, the Warden's dimension. The only way there is through an ancient city. Great. No matter. I have to find a way to before he does. This is how I'm gonna stop the Drowned King. I knew the only way to figure out more about my dimension was to search my old homeland. The last time I was here was when it was completely taken over. Now, it was completely desolate. I noticed the portal in the middle. This is great, but how am I supposed to open this? Just then, I got shot from behind. Ah! I turned around to see Captain Deadbeard before me.
Your escape made me look like a fool in front of the Drowned King. For that, I'll make sure you never leave this city alive.
The captain charged at me and started to shoot at me with his explosives. It's time for payback. I attacked him too. We dealt blow for blow, but his attacks were really strong. Suddenly, I had an idea. I waited for him to attack again, and as soon as he did, I threw my trident through his explosive. Deadbeard was gone, and it looked like he dropped a treasure chest. I placed it on the ground, and suddenly a bunch of treasure started spitting out of it. Whoa! Among it was a weird-looking orb. I have a strange feeling. I swam up to the portal with the orb, and it fully ignited the middle portal in the ancient city. Whoa! Deep Dark, here I come. On days 81 to 85, I entered the Deep Dark. Okay, I just need to find the Skulk Wave. But where could that be? I continued searching until I saw a giant Skulk Worm fighting off the Drowned King. Oh no, he found a way in. I was about to help, but he quickly was able to defeat it.
Rah! It's not here. I must keep searching.
The Drowned King left without noticing me. I quickly made my way over, only to see that he was right. There was nothing here.
Mama?
I heard a noise and turned around, only to see a small little deep dark mob, saddened over the loss of the worm. My goodness, was this your mother?
Yes, she was trying to keep our dimension safe. But that evil drowned man has come and has started to kill everyone for what he wants.
Well, that's why I'm here. I plan to stop him. But first, I need to find the Skulk Wave.
The Skulk Wave? That's what my mama was trying to hide from the evil drowned man. I know where you can find it. Follow me. We must move quick.
On days 86 to 90, my new friend and I went swimming deeper into the deep dark. We were swimming for a while until we found a temple located in the middle of an ocean.
This is where the Skulk Wave should be located.
I told them to stay here while I go in to further investigate. I swam inside and found a pedestal waiting for me. But wait a second. After a second glance, this was the final heart of the Skulk. I took it. I gained 10 more hearts and grew a lot more in size. I noticed that my armor also got transformed into full Warden armor. A new item appeared in my inventory. There it was, the Skulk Wave. I was about to celebrate when I heard a loud commotion outside. I swam back out, only to see my new friend panicking.
Oh, we must go quick. I think the Drowned King is on his way.
You're right, Steep. Come on, let's get out of here. My new friend Steep and I left the dimension and made it back to base. I can tell that he was weirded out by the sunlight. Not used to it, are ya?
No, not at at all. But looking around at this place you've built up, I think I'm gonna grow to love it.
I was happy to hear that and decided to build him a small home right next to mine. He was so young, I knew that it would be my responsibility to help raise him. I swam over to my parents and told them the good news.
Son, you could not have made us happier.
This isn't over yet, though. The Drowned King is strong. We can't let our guard down. They're right. If we want to attack, it has to be now. And it has to be you.
I think it's time. I left the cove, only to see the Drowned King and his army there waiting for me.
So, Warden Shark, I know you have the item. I will not let you do this.
Your time of running this ocean is over. What you did to my parents, to countless families out there, it is unexcusable. And soon, you will learn to regret it.
No, it shall be you that regrets ever facing me and my army.
His army started to swim towards me to attack. Just as they did, I pulled out my Skulk Wave item and ignited it. This caused a huge sound wave to emerge throughout the water, curing any lost soul back to who they once were. Eels, jellyfish, sharks, all of them were back to normal.
Kill the shark.
I swam in and started to attack all of the drowned. There were a lot, but with my new upgrades, they stood no chance against me. Bite after bite, trident after trident, they were all going down like flies. As I killed the last one, I noticed the Drowned King retreating. Oh no, you don't. On day 100, I was swimming after the king before he stopped and floated in the center of an arena.
You took everything from me.
No, I took back what was rightfully mine, the ocean.
Let's end this.
The Drowned King and I both charged into each other. His attacks were really strong. Every hit he dealt took away a lot of my hearts. I thought I was strong enough. I was getting low and he was about to kill me. Oh, no!
Any last words, you stupid shark?
Leave him alone!
Out of nowhere, Raiden appeared, saving my life. Thank goodness you're here. Let's finish this.
Together!
Raiden and I both went in and started to attack the king at once. The battle was long and one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. But with Raiden by my side, our damage combined was overwhelming him.
Curse you!
Just like that, the Drowned King was defeated. We did it, Raiden. The ocean is our home again.
On day 1, I spawned in as a baby cursed warden. Wait a minute, where the heck am I? I looked around and found myself in some kind of summoning circle. Just then, I noticed a scary hooded figure hovering outside of it.
I am Shoko, the leader of the cursed cultists, and I have created you to serve me.
You have what?
Once your curse is fulfilled, I will have an army that will grant me complete power over all of Minecraft.
I didn't like the sound of that. I needed to get out of here. I tried breaking free from my restraints, but it was no good. I was too weak since I only had 5 hearts. I then mustered up all my strength and broke free. Yes, time to get out of here. Shoko realized what I was trying to do and tried to charge at me, but I quickly dodged him and made my way towards the exit. I ran as fast as I could and left Shoko in the dust.
You can run, cursed warden, but you can't hide.
On day 2, I can feel this curse changing me. It felt so powerful, but I had to keep going. Since it was my first time above ground, I thought it would be best to use the resources that were around me. I broke down some trees and collected enough wood to craft myself a wooden pickaxe. I then collected some stone and upgraded to stone tools. Because I was cursed, I noticed my hunger depleted twice as fast. Aw man, I need to eat something. I spotted some sheep nearby and snuck up on them. Suddenly, a purple wave emitted from my body, and the sheep were all instantly killed. Whoa, I had a cursed warden shout? I then collected the mutton and wool and cooked it. After eating, my hunger was quickly restored. I decided to go to a small cave. You know, as a warden, this would be a perfect spot for a new home. As I was about to enter, I saw an explosion go off in the distance. I wanted to go see what it was, but I should probably build a safe shelter first. I mined my way inside to create rooms for myself. Then I used the sheep wool to make a a new bed. Wardens like dark places, so making this place my new home gave me a closer connection to them. On day 3, I made my way towards the explosion. I was in a swamp and saw a cloud of smoke in the air. It was a destroyed witch's hut. An individual was burning it down. The person had on the same colored clothes as Shoko. Could he be working with him? A cat then popped through the hut's window, yelling, Out of instinct, I ran over towards the hooded man. Hey, leave him alone. I used my cursed warden shout on him, but it was no good. A warden shout is supposed to be strong.
Well, if it isn't the cursed warden, those weak attacks won't work on me.
What do you want from me?
My leader, Shoko, is searching for you. You must obey and come back to fulfill your destiny.
Ah, stay away from me!
I used my curse shout again, but it still didn't do anything. The cultist then slowly walked towards me. The black cat then ran up and threw a potion of poison on him. He screamed and started to run away.
Thanks for your help back there. Well, sort of. The name's Midnight. I was living in this witch hut until the cultists showed up. Now I have no home.
I then heard the sounds of footsteps. I told Midnight that he should come with me before more of them showed up. We need to get out of here now. On day 4, Midnight and I finally made it back to base. So, tell me about yourself. Midnight was a black cat that used to be the pet of a witch. One day, the witch abandoned him, and he's lived in that hut ever since.
It was a nice and quiet life until that purple robe guy showed up.
I asked him why the cultist was there, but Midnight didn't know.
I heard that he and his people were looking for a cursed warden, which seems to be you.
I guess my hunch was right. He was connected to Shoko. Midnight asked me my name. Call me Fozo. He liked it, and I decided to use my leftover resources to build him a small home next to mine. The cat appreciated my hospitality and wanted to help me out in return for giving him a new home. Would you happen to know where I can learn more about this curse?
Well, if you want to know more about curses or spells, then you should go see Alvis, the wizard.
He told me that Alvis specialized in curses and gave me his location.
It's probably best to gear up a little, though. The journey there is not a safe one.
I thanked Midnight for his help and went off to go look for him.
On day 5,
I came across a cave and went inside to find better materials. The cave had a good amount of iron. Perfect. Using my stone pickaxe, I mined as much iron as I could and crafted myself a set of iron tools. This will be a lot more useful. I continued mining the iron until I heard a strange noise coming from behind. A spider jumped at me and I quickly dodged it. Hey, what gives? Wait, you're not a regular spider. Are you cursed just like me?
Must obey Shoko. Capture the warden.
More cursed spiders showed up, and I knew that I had to fight my way out. A spider jumped at me, and I used my iron sword to take it down. They kept trying to corner me. I continued swinging my sword and mowed down the spiders. One of them managed to get behind me and bit me. Ouch! I got angry and released my curse shout, killing the rest of them. Suddenly, I grew into a full-size warden and gained 5 more hearts. I also noticed that I had more control over my cursed abilities. Sweet! Time to go find that wizard. I went deep inside of a dark oak forest, but I couldn't find the wizard's tower anywhere. Where could it be? Ow! I ran into what seemed to be an invisible wall. Huh, this isn't ordinary. There was then a large flash, and suddenly a tower appeared in front of me. This must have been Alvis's tower. I went inside, and there was an old man there.
And who might you be, Warden?
Hi, I'm Fozo. I was wondering if you would know how to get rid of this curse. A hooded figure named Shoko gave me it.
Alvis looked fearful when I mentioned Shoko's name.
I feared he was involved. Shoko is a powerful warlock like no other, who intends on obtaining more power to control the world. If he builds up an army using your curse, he will be unstoppable.
Well, what does the army have to do with me?
I'm not sure, but I know one thing. You must get stronger, Warden. You have no idea how important your actions determine the future of our world. Here, take this.
He then gave me a map to find a magical library.
There, I can find more answers to stopping Shoko. On day 7, I began my journey to finding the magical library. Alvis told me that I could find the library at the top of a mountain. I made my way through until I eventually saw it at the top of the highest one. I climbed my way to the top, just to be greeted surrounded by Shoko's cultists. What could they be doing here?
It's the cursed warden! Get him!
The cultists began to surround me, but with my new upgrades, I was prepared to fight them. A cultist came at me and tried to hit me with his sword, but I dodged and took him down with my iron sword. The other cultist charged at me, but then I used my cursed shout against him. This time, my powers were strong enough to defeat them. I then made my way inside of the magical library, and boy, was this huge. I didn't even know if I can find the book that Alvis had mentioned.
Find the floating book, and you will find the answers you seek.
I went inside of a room and found a floating book placed at the center. I hope this is the right one. As I read on, I found out this curse was used to give its owner unlimited power like no other, using the subject. I'm guessing I'm the subject, and Shoko is the owner. I continued reading, and the book said in order to break the curse, I had to defeat the cursor. Great. How am I supposed to defeat Shoko? I read more of the book, and it mentioned 3 cursed items.
The first one being the cursed orb.
These items would grant the user more power than before. So that's how I beat Shoko, by beating him at his own game. Sweet. I left the magical library and made my way back to base. I continued making my way back when I suddenly felt extremely weak. What is going on? What is happening to me?
That would be me.
I looked up and saw that Shoko was floating over me.
It seems you've gotten stronger since the last time we met. That's as far as you will go. That is not your purpose.
Then what is it?
Sorry, but I can't spoil the surprise. Many people look down upon magic and sorcery. I will use it to show them how much power one can gain from it. You are the key to my mission. Once your curse is activated, my cursed army will rise, and I will be unstoppable.
Wait, did you just say your cursed army? No!
I broke free from Shoko's spell. I then released my cursed shout on him and tried to take him down, but it was no good. Shoko was completely unaffected by it. I charged at him with my iron sword, but the warlock blasted me away. Ouch. This guy's too strong for me. I already lost half of my hearts. Shoko then walked towards me, but I quickly ran off and made a break for my base. On days 9 to 10, I returned completely out of breath. Shoko said his army was going to be unstoppable. I wonder what he meant by that.
What's the matter, Fozo? You look terrified.
I told Midnight about my run-in with him, and he was glad to see that I came back in one piece. He suggested that in the meantime, I should upgrade the base and get my mind off of Shoko for a little while. You're right. I lured some chickens and cows into the base and built a nice farm around them. Then, I made my house bigger since I was now a full-sized warden. That night, I built a campfire, and me and Midnight looked out into the sky. Midnight told me that he was very grateful for all that I've done for him.
All my life, I felt like an outcast. But thanks to you, I don't anymore.
I completely understand. I mean, look at me. Who would want to be around a cursed warden?
I would, Fozo. I would.
Thank you, Midnight. Also, I think I found a way to stop Shoko using the 3 cursed items. First, I need to find the cursed orb.
The cursed orb? Oh, I know exactly where that thing is.
You do? Thanks. I really appreciate it. Midnight pointed me towards the right direction, and I ventured off to find the first cursed item.
Midnight told me that the guardian of the cursed orb was located inside of a cursed temple. I walked inside of it and noticed a large figure standing there.
Who goes there?
I introduced myself to the cursed guardian, and he was surprised to see me.
I thought there were just rumors about the cursed warden, but it looks like the rumors were true. This world is doomed.
I told him that I didn't want the curse to come true, and I needed his help in making sure that it didn't.
First the cursed spiders, now this?
Wait, you know about the other cursed mobs too? He told me that he did, and no mob really knew what the curse was before it was too late for them. Well, I need to get the cursed orb to help me lift the curse. Can you help me with that?
Before you get the cursed orb, you must first go through a trial.
The guardian said that if I passed this trial, the orb was all mine. Sounds good to me. He told me the location, and I headed off to go complete the trial. On days 13 to 14, I arrived at the location of the cursed orb, and I found myself inside of a course. I could see the cursed orb at the
the end of the building and wasted no time in beginning the trial. Wow, the cave floor was way below me. I better not fall from here or else I'm pretty sure I'll die. This was not going to be an easy trial. I had to jump carefully across each platform unless I wanted to fall to the bottom. An arrow flew right past me and I saw a group of skeletons were waiting for me on the other side. Not cool, guys. I made my way across and began my assault on the skeletons. I dodged the archer shooting at me and took him down with my iron sword. Another archer tried to shoot at me, but I dodged him and pushed him over the edge. After defeating them, I finally made it to the end and was in front of the cursed orb. I picked it up and it was pretty cool, but it looked kind of scary. Suddenly, I felt a surge of energy within me. I gained 5 more hearts. 1 cursed item down, 3 more to go. I was returning back to the cursed temple when I saw that the temple was on fire. What's going on? I ran inside and saw that the cursed guardian was being attacked by a mob of cursed spiders. Back off! I struck down the attacking spider with my iron sword and stood behind the guardian. What's going on?
Shoko has sent his spiders to get you. I'm doing all I can, but I need your help.
I took on more of the spiders with my sword, but more of them just kept on coming.
Must obey Shoko. Capture the warden.
Wait, that's exactly what the last set of spiders said. We were surrounded, and the guardian believed that all hope was lost.
The cursed orb. Use it.
I listened to the guardian and used the orb. It then sent out a rain of shards, killing all of the spiders. Whoa, this cursed item really is powerful. The guardian thanked me for saving the temple, and I made my way out. Alvis might know more about these items. I should head back and see what he can tell me. On days 17 to 18, I returned to Alvis's tower and spoke with the wizard about the cursed 3 items. I told him that I already found one. I just needed to find the other 2. The wizard was pleased to hear this. I then handed him the book and asked if he knew where the others were.
Give me some time and I shall be able to at least find the second cursed item for you.
I told Alvis about the cursed spiders.
Seems like they must be hypnotized. Maybe if your curse gets activated, you would be too.
That is a scary thought.
While I'm researching, why don't you go out and collect more materials to shield yourself from harm?
That sounds like a good idea. I left Alvis's tower and wandered out into the world. I journeyed out through the world. Eventually, I came across a cave and went inside to explore. I looked around and spotted some iron. Using my iron pickaxe, I mined a good amount of the material until I had enough to craft myself some armor. I equipped myself with an iron chestplate and a pair of iron boots too. There, that should keep me safe for a little while. I was about to leave the cave when I heard the sounds of groans in the distance. I turned and saw a group of strange-looking zombies running towards me.
Must obey Shoko. Capture warden.
Oh, great. Not you guys too. The zombies began their attack, and one of them managed to hit me. Luckily, my new armor protected me from the blow. I then used my iron sword to take down the zombie, but more came to attack.
Capture warden.
I quickly dodged them and started to realize that the zombies were also under some kind of mind control. I used my curse shout to kill off the rest of them and left the cave. While making my way through the world, a scary thought crossed my mind. Was Shoko going to be able to control my mind too? On days 21 and 23, I was heading back to base when I heard the sounds of screams going off in the distance. That didn't sound good. The screams eventually led me to a village that was being attacked by Shoko's cultists.
Please, I don't want to be a cursed freak.
Well, that's too bad.
Hey, leave them alone. The cultists then turned their attention to me and were ready for a fight. I was ready too, and I charged in to slice one with my iron sword. The cultist easily went down, and the others knew not to take me lightly. I tried to take on another one, but he blocked my attack with his shield. Another one then came from behind, and he hit me with his sword. Hey, not fair. I started to get angry and unleashed my cursed shout upon them, instantly killing them. Man, this thing keeps getting stronger by the day. I went over to see if the villagers were okay, but they seemed to be afraid of me.
Stay away from us. You're one of those cursed freaks. Get out of our village.
The villagers all started to boo and yell at me to leave, and I reluctantly did so. Was I just a monster to these people? All I was trying to do was help. I returned to base and saw Midnight sulking around it. Hey, what's the matter with you?
I'm hungry.
Oh, well, I'll go and cook us some chicken. But Midnight didn't want any chicken, nor cow meat.
Fuzo, as a cat, it's almost a known rule. We gotta eat fish.
Oh, that's right. I'll go and get you some fish then. I went off to a nearby lake. There, I got some fish for Midnight. Once I returned, the cat was happy to eat it. Sheesh, I didn't expect to be this cat's caretaker. After he finished eating, Midnight can tell that something was bothering me. I told Midnight about my run-in with some villagers. Even though I saved their lives, the people thought I was nothing but a monster.
Don't worry about it too much, Fozo. The world will come around eventually.
I thanked them for the words of encouragement and decided to go in my house and rest for the night. On days 27 and 29, I ventured out into the world, trying to find any clue for the second cursed item. I continued looking until a zombie suddenly tried to attack me. I dodged the attack and saw that it was a cursed zombie being led by one of Shoko's cultists.
Capture Warden.
You don't have to do this. I don't want to fight.
Too bad, Warden. It can't hear you. They only listen to us and Shoko.
The zombies came at me, and I started to take them down one by one with my sword. The cultists then prowled around me while I got overwhelmed by them. Enough! I used my cursed shout to take down the zombies, but I was tired from using all of my energy. The cultists then took this opportunity to hit me from behind. Ow! It knocked me to the ground. Oh no, I'm gonna pass out.
Time to bring you to Shoko.
Ow, my head. Where am I?
Right where you need to be.
Shoko was right in front of me, and I realized that I was inside of a cage. What is this place? The warlock told me that I was home. Then I looked around and saw a prison that was full of wardens.
You see, Fozo, I tried to curse other mobs in order to fully control them, but they were just too weak. First spiders, then zombies. None of them did the job right, so I decided that the perfect mob to control was the strongest of them all, the Wardens.
So this was your plan all along? By using me, it will grant you all power over my entire species? I'm not gonna let you have your way. I used my cursed shout to break out of the cage and knock Shoko out of the way. I knew that I couldn't beat him right now, so I ran as fast as I could. I had a feeling he was not far behind me. The building then started to shake, and I knew that he wasn't happy. Oh no, I gotta get out of here, now. On days 33 to 35, I made it back to base, and Midnight was standing outside waiting for me.
I heard you got captured by Shoko. Did he activate your curse?
No, I managed to escape him, and I found out what my curse really was. I also noticed that Alvis was at my base too. Hey, what are you doing here?
Shoko was able to find my tower and sent his cultists to destroy it. Now, I have no hope.
Don't worry, you're more than welcome to stay with us. I quickly collected more materials and got to work. I built Alvis a small house next to mine and made sure to make his new home look similar to his old one. Alvis went inside and thanked me for his new place.
Before my home was destroyed, I did manage to find the next location of the second cursed item.
He told me that he discovered what the second cursed item was. It was the cursed armor. He said that it was located in the ruins of unsolved mysteries.
You're going to need to find a portal to get there.
A portal? Okay. Alvis told me that it would require diamonds to gain access. The ruins of unsolved mysteries, huh? Count me in.
Be careful, Fozo. We don't want you getting into trouble again.
Don't worry, Midnight. I'll be careful this time around. I promise. I left the base and went off to go search for some diamonds. I began my search and ventured across the world to find any caves that could have some. Eventually, I managed to find one and went inside. I couldn't see any diamonds at first, but as I went deeper in, I was able to find a few. Using my iron pickaxe, I mined them and had enough to craft myself a set of diamond tools. I made sure to save enough diamonds just in case I needed them to unlock the portal. Alvis told me that these portals were different from the regular Minecraft portals.
These portals have been here since the dawn of time. No one dared enter them for fear of the curses that lay waiting inside.
I was a little concerned about what could be waiting inside, but I knew that I needed to go there. It was the only chance for me to get rid of this curse. Eventually, I was able to find one, and it looked ancient and eerie looking. Oddly enough, I felt drawn to it though, like it was speaking to me. I pulled out the diamond and the portal immediately activated. Whoa, time to see what's inside. On days 39 to 41, I went through the portal and it led me to a strange dimension. I looked around and it seemed to be a prison. As I went further inside, I saw that it was infested with cursed mobs. Yep, this was definitely the ruins of unsolved mysteries. I had no choice but to fight my way through. I had to find the second cursed item. I charged in and started my assault. I used my diamond sword to take on a mob of the cursed mobs. Some other ones tried to hit me with their cursed attacks, but I dodged them. I kept going room after room, fighting off mob after mob. But when I cleared the rooms, I couldn't find the cursed armor anywhere. Where could it be? Eventually, I found myself in front of another portal that led to another area of ruins. I went through, and whoa. Where was I? I saw a platform lifting itself up right in front of me. Time to go figure out where this leads. It took me down to another room, and as I slowly walked into it, I saw there was a giant monstrous eyeball staring right down at me.
Are you looking for the cursed armor?
Yes, I am actually.
Then you must beat me in battle to obtain it!
Fine by me. The fireball lunged at me and sent me across the room. I then used my diamond sword and continued slicing away at the eyeball's health bar. The eyeball was angry and knocked me back again. I mustered up all of the strength I had left and used my cursed shout to defeat it. That was a close one. With it gone, it left behind the cursed armor. I equipped it and felt much stronger than before. And what's this? With it equipped, it looked like I had a new ability too. This could come in handy. I also received 5 more hearts. Finally, time to return to Alvis. I went through the portal and returned to the overworld with my new items in hand. It wasn't easy, but it was worth getting the cursed armor. I was that much closer to defeating Shoko.
Look, it's the cursed warden!
A group of cultists then surrounded me outside of the portal. Good. This was the perfect opportunity to test my new upgrades. A cultist came running at me and struck me with a sword, but I didn't receive any damage. I countered the cultist's attack and defeated him with my diamond sword. I then tested out the new ability that the armor granted me, and it shot out a tentacle at the cultist. Whoa. All that's left is you now. You still want to fight? The cultist was too scared and ran away. That's what I thought. I left the area and made my way back to base.
Where is the cursed warden?
The warden has become too strong for us. I think he's collecting the cursed items.
Then it looks like I'll need stronger henchmen. Find the cursed warden and bring him back to me!
Yes, Master Shoko.
On days 45 to 47, I was on my way back to base when suddenly a large monster flew into me and knocked me down. I got up and the monster was floating above me.
Warden, you're coming with me.
The monster called himself Feaster, and he told me that Shoko has sent him to come and get me. Sorry, but I'm not going back to Shoko.
Good. I wanted you to decline.
The monster hit me with a blast of energy and sent me down to the ground. I used my tentacle weapon to fling myself into it, but it barely did any damage. Feaster then hit me with another blast, and I lost half of my hearts. I couldn't beat that thing right now. The monster flew in at me, but I pulled out the cursed orb and stunned him. I used the opportunity to use my tentacle weapon and fling myself away from him.
Run all you want, Warden.
I will find you.
I used my tentacle weapon again and pulled myself back into the base.
Whoa, what was that?
I told Midnight that it was a perk with my new armor that I got.
This is great. You're really making progress on the cursed items.
He's right, Fozo. Pretty soon, Shoko will be no match for you.
It looks like those two were getting along, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah, those cultists should be afraid of you.
I hope so, because this latest minion was a lot more challenging than the last ones. I gathered more materials and started building a large wall around the base. Once I was finished, I was a little relieved about building it. Hopefully, this would protect us from any danger. Alvison came over and told me that he was able to find the third cursed item, but warned me that this would be the hardest one to obtain. It may seem impossible, but I had to try. Alvis believed in me and gave me the location of the item. On days 51 to 53, I went off to the location. Alvis told me that the item was a cursed sword that would make me 10 times stronger. I found myself in front of a temple and prepared myself for what's to come. I went inside and it was surprisingly quiet. I walked further inside and the place seemed to be abandoned. There was a beacon of light shining in the middle of the area and I walked towards it. The cursed sword was there, and as I got closer, I heard echoes and creepy whispers. Suddenly, there was a large flash of light, and I was completely blinded. My vision began to clear, and instead of being in the temple, I found myself in the middle of a destroyed village. Where am I? Suddenly, I could hear the sound of screams, and I turned to see an army of cursed wardens destroying the village.
Yes, Destroy them! Destroy them all!
What is going on? This is what will happen if Shoko succeeds. I ran in and confronted the wardens. Stop! You don't need to do this! The wardens then turned their attentions towards me and began to charge, overwhelming me. No! I found myself back in the temple with the cursed sword right in front of me. I then walked over and picked it up. I can feel that my strength had greatly increased and I gained 5 more hearts. I left the temple vowing that I would use these cursed items to stop Shoko. As I continued heading back to base, I saw a village that was being attacked by Shoko's cursed mobs. Some were attacking the villagers. I need to go save them. I ran in and used my new cursed sword to slice down the zombies and easily kill them.
Must obey Shadow. Capture Warden.
The zombies started coming towards me, and I knew that it was time to see what this cursed sword could really do. I pointed the swords at the zombies, and it suddenly started firing other swords at them. This sword was awesome. I continued using the cursed sword on the zombies until eventually none of them were left. The villagers were shocked that I was protecting them since I was a cursed creature too. I noticed that some of their houses were destroyed, so I worked with some of them to rebuild them. The villagers are safe and their homes were restored, so I decided it was time to leave and avoid any trouble. One of the villagers stopped me, and I was prepared for him to call me a monster.
Thank you for saving our village. You're not a monster. You're a hero.
The villagers all began to cheer and praise me. Man, that felt great. I then continued my journey back to base. On days 57 to 59, I returned to base, and Midnight was there waiting for me. He asked me about the cursed sword, and I told him that I was able to retrieve it and use it to gain the villagers' trust.
Good. I'm glad to hear that the villagers don't see you as an outcast.
You're right, Midnight. I was glad that people were starting to see that it doesn't matter who you are on the outside, but on the inside. Midnight agreed with me, and we both believed that the world was starting to come around.
So, you finally have all 3 of the cursed items.
That's right, Elvis. I finally have all 3 of the cursed items. You know what that means?
I do. Please be careful, Foso. Even though you have the items, Shoko is still a powerful warlock.
It doesn't matter. I'm much stronger than I was before, and I'm ready to go face Shoko.
Are you sure about this, Fozo? Shoko is really powerful.
I am sure. If I don't stop him, then you guys don't want to know what will happen. My 2 friends wished me luck, and I headed off to go and beat Shoko. I finally arrived at Shoko's base, ready to face off against the warlock and stop him from unleashing my curse. I stood in front of his doors and used my curse shout to blast them open. Shoko, come out and face me.
So you finally returned, Cursed Warden. Are you ready to give yourself up?
I can tell that he was intimidated by my presence. He must know that I've collected the cursed items. I'm not giving up anything. You're going down. I used my curse shout and pushed the warlock away. I didn't give him time to recover and used my tentacle weapon to fling myself towards him and hit him again. I won't let you have your way. I was actually putting up a fight against him. I can do this. Suddenly, Shoko lifted me into the air. Wait, what's happening?
Did you actually think that could beat me?
He then blasted me with a bolt of lightning, and I didn't have many hearts left.
Even with your cursed items, you're still too weak to beat me.
He was right. I still can't beat him. I couldn't let him activate my curse. I got back up and sent Shoko away with a cursed shout. Then I quickly ran out of his base, confused. On days 63 to 65, I returned to base, feeling defeated. I still can't believe that I can't beat Shoko. How? I needed answers. Alvis must know why. I went over to his house, but he was nowhere to be found. Midnight, do you know where Alvis is?
He told me that he went to go clear his mind.
Midnight asked if I was all right, and I told him, how could I be? I collected the cursed items and I still couldn't beat Shoko.
Don't beat yourself up too much. Maybe there's still something that you're missing.
Yeah, maybe. I continued looking for the wizard until I eventually found him looking out into the night sky. He asked me if I was able to defeat Shoko, and I told him that I was nowhere close to defeating him, even with all the cursed items.
I feared as much. There's actually a 4th cursed item.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Alvis said that he didn't want to bring it up because the cursed item was too dangerous.
Those who are deemed unworthy of the heart become brainwashed and turn completely hostile.
So the 4th item is a cursed heart? But this could be my only shot at defeating Shoko. I have to try. Alvis reluctantly understood and gave me the cursed heart's location.
Alvis told me that the heart was located inside of a city. I went inside of an entrance and it was in front of a large one filled with dark colored blocks. This city looks very familiar. Wait a minute. I was inside of an ancient city, the home of the Wardens. Why would the heart be here? As I walked through, I wondered where all of my species were. I swear, once I defeat Shoko, I'll be sure to free them and return them back to where they belong. I continued venturing through the city until I came across a chest. I decided to loot it and I found a set of wooden tools. Sweet. I eventually made it to the center of the city and was in front of a large temple towering over me. Something was strange about the portal. It looked like the same color as my cursed items. Why is that? I walked up to it and it suddenly ignited. The entire portal was activated. I was startled at first, but I knew that I needed to get that cursed heart. I walked through the portal and prepared myself for what's to come. On days 69 to 71, I was inside of the ancient portal and found myself in a dimension completely covered in my cursed color. I looked around and saw the cursed heart at the center of everything. I walked over to it when a strange figure appeared in front of it.
Where do you think you're going?
It was a cursed warden, but not just any cursed warden. It was me. I calmed down and told the clone to step aside. I'm taking that heart.
You're gonna have to go through me to get it.
The clone used a curse shout and sent me away from him. I guess I'm gonna have to fight myself. I used my tentacle weapon to pull myself towards the clone, but he was ready and moved far away from me. Why are you fighting me?
I am a version of you who is in complete control of Shoko. Must obey his orders.
The clone then used his tentacle weapon on me and pushed me back.
You can't beat me. I am you. I know your every move.
We'll see about that. I pulled out my cursed orb and used it to stun the clone. Then I pulled out my cursed sword and shot him with a lot of other swords, finally defeating him. I guess I had to prove that I was stronger. I walked over and collected the cursed heart. I felt a lot of power that was stored within it. Time to get this back to Alvis. Fast. I made it back to base and went over to visit Alvis's house. The wizard was glad to see that I was safe.
Good. You were able to retrieve it.
That's right. I pulled out the cursed heart and Midnight was disgusted by it.
Ew! What is that?
Alvis told Midnight that the cursed heart was going to make me much stronger. He didn't like the idea at first.
I don't know about all of this. You sure this won't change, Fozo?
Alvis wasn't, but I told him that we have to go through with this. It's the only way I could beat Shoko. I gave Alvis the heart. What's the next step?
Now, we must build a giant cauldron and place the heart and yourself inside it.
He said that once I put myself and the cursed heart inside of the cauldron, I would be able to upgrade myself into my new cursed form.
This heart will grant you enormous power, but first, we need the materials to build it.
I agreed with Alvis and left the base in search of the materials. On days 75 to 77, I journeyed throughout the world looking for resources that can help me build the cauldron. I managed to find myself in a cave not far from the base. It was full of iron, the perfect material to make the cauldron. I used my Warden pickaxe and mined as much of the iron as I could find. There, that should be enough to make it. I then walked out of the cave and then immediately jumped away from an incoming energy blast and saw Feaster was here.
I told you I would find you, cursed warden.
It's time to go see Shoko.
I don't think so. I used my curse shout on Feaster and brought him down to the ground. I then used my curse sword to blast the monster away. Feaster swooped in and used his energy blast to knock me away. I knew this was gonna be tough, but I had to beat him. I got up and used my tentacle weapon to bring myself to Feaster. The monster was greatly weakened, and I used that opportunity to hit him with my cursed shout, finally defeating him. Now that he was taken care of, I left the cave entrance and headed back to base. I arrived and told Alvis and Midnight that I finally took down Feaster.
Good riddance to that monster. Now you're that much closer to beating Shoko.
Thanks, buddy. I hope so too.
You are, Fozo. All we need to do now is prepare the cauldron.
Agreed. The two of us entered his house, and we both got to work on the cauldron. We used all of the iron that I collected, and was able to make a nice, huge cauldron under Alvis's house. The cauldron was big enough to fit at least a few wardens in there. Now what do we do?
You need to go and rest up. You're going to need all your strength and energy for this.
Why can't we do this now? Who knows what Shoko's up to?
You heard Alvis. If you want to survive this spell, you'll need all of your strength. Now go to bed.
I didn't want to at first, but I knew that my friends were right. I reluctantly left Alvis Alvis's house and went into my own. Then I went to bed and rested for the night. On days 81 to 85, I immediately woke up to the sound of explosions. What is going on? I ran out of my house to see that Shoko was there and he was destroying my base.
Come out, Warden. I know you're here.
I won't let you take him.
Alvis shot a spell at Shoko, but it didn't affect him at all.
Ha! Your magic is weak compared to mine, Alvis.
Shoko then lifted Alvis into the sky and flung him right through his house. I ran towards him and used my tentacle weapon to knock him away. The warlock was completely unfazed and blasted me with a spell. Shoko continued destroying the base, and I was surrounded by nothing but fire. My home!
Leave my friend alone!
Midnight jumped at Shoko, but he blasted the cat with a spell that severely wounded him. No! He hit me with a spell that made me feel really weak. Oh, my strength is gone. The warlock then lifted me into the air and we floated away from my base. All I could do was watch as my home burned down to the ground. We returned to his base and I was strapped onto a table that had a ritual circle around it. Shoko stood over me.
All that effort you've made, all that work that you put into making yourself stronger was all for nothing.
I tried to break myself from the restraints, but I was still dealing with the after effects of his spell.
Now, it is time to begin the ritual.
The warlock began to start his chanting, and my body began to glow. Ah! Please stop! Shoko continued chanting and released a large amount of energy that covered the entire room. Suddenly, the base began to shake, and the wardens were completely under Shoko's control. No! My curse was fully activated. I forced myself off of the table, and I knew that I couldn't fight Shoko and his warden army. I made a break for the exit, but Shoko's cultists stood in my way. I used my shout to easily destroy them and leave the base.
Let him go. He's not even worth my time anymore. Now, it's time to begin my conquest.
On days 91 and 94, I made it back to base and it was completely in ruins. I called out to Midnight and Alvis, wondering if they were still here. Guys, where are you?
Over here.
I went to Alvis's house to find the wizard standing next to a table where Midnight was resting. I'm so sorry, guys. Shoko, he succeeded. He activated my curse. Now all the wardens are under his control. The world is doomed.
It's not too late, Fozo.
Midnight! I ran over to my friend, and Alvis told me that he wasn't gonna make it.
It's too late for me, but not for you.
What? You gotta pull through.
You can save the world, Fozo. I know you can do it.
No! How am I supposed to defeat him? He has an army of wardens now. Alvis told me that there was still a way and pointed to the giant cauldron.
It's the only way to beat Shoko. It's what Midnight would have wanted.
Alvis, he was right. To honor my friend, I needed to beat Shoko and end this madness. I jumped inside, and Alvis tossed in the cursed heart. The wizard began his spell, and a purple light illuminated the house. Suddenly, there was a large flash, and I hopped out of the cauldron, feeling better, faster, and stronger. I even had more health.
The spell is finished, and you are ready to beat Shoko.
Thank you, Alvis, for everything. I made it out of the base and could see a large smoke cloud in the distance. Get ready, Shoko. Your days are numbered. I followed the smoke cloud. The wardens needed to be stopped, and I was the only one who could do it. I saw that they were destroying the entire world. A warden was about to kill a villager, but I ran in and saved him from the attack. Get somewhere safe, now. I used my cursed sword to take down the attacking warden, and the next one tried to use a shout, but I stunned him with my cursed orb. Then, I used my tentacle weapon to lunge myself into him and took him out. I finally reached the castle and saw Shoko commanding the wardens to destroy everything. Stop this!
Not a chance, Fozo. Wardens, get rid of this weakling.
The wardens all came rushing at me, but I used my curse shout to mow down the group. More then started showing up, and I felt like I was going nowhere. Suddenly, all of the wardens stopped moving, and I turned around to see that Alvis had arrived.
I'll hold them off. Go get Shoko.
Thank you. Be careful. I left my friend and went off to face Shoko. On day 100, I finally reached Shoko at the end of the kingdom. It's the end of the line. You have nowhere to run.
Run, you fool! I led you here to end you once and for all.
The only thing that's gonna end is your madness. We began our fight, and Shoko then lifted me up in the air. Before he could attack, I used my cursed sword to rain a bunch of swords down on him. I then used my tentacle to fling towards him and knocked him away. That that didn't make him happy because he countered with a large energy blast.
You foolish Warden! You'll never be able to beat me!
We'll see about that. I charged at Shoko, and he blasted me again, but I fought through the pain and sliced him with my sword. I'm going to make you pay for what you've done to my friends. I pulled out the cursed orb and greatly damaged the warlock. He was stunned and couldn't believe what was happening to him.
No, this can't be!
This is for midnight. I used all of my energy and hit Shoko with a cursed shout, ending him and his control over the wardens.